I'm still water resistant and dust proof. Whereas the FZ-G1 port covers, if you take a look, I kind of like them a little better. Their hinge is way better, and again, 2 screws to replace that port cover if you had to. So today what I'm going to talk about is comparing this Xplore R12, sometimes called a Motion or a Zebra tablet, with the Panasonic Toughpad FZ-G1 and the Getac F110 tablet. So obviously the first thing you notice whenever you look at these 3 tablets is the size screen. You can see the G1 is slightly smaller screen. The F110 is pretty close, but still a little bit smaller. The other thing that you'll notice about this is, I don't know if you can see this, but when I lay them next to each other, the Xplore tablet is thinner than the Getac. And I don't know if you can tell here, but it's also thinner than this FZ-G1 without the, we'd have to remove these X-strap special corner plates off of there. But basically it's thinner, it's also lighter weight. This is 2.95 pounds. Getac's a little heavier. The FZ-G1 is slightly more heavy. That's the first obvious differences that I saw in these 2 things. And if you look here, the Getac has the digital pin is held into a slot on the side with clips. Now, if you know, I don't like that because a lot of times those clips break and then this pin just ends up flopping around. What I like about the R12 is this digital pin is held in the chassis with a port that you just slide it into, nothing to break. You have a tether to hold it in or to hold it onto the tablet so you don't lose it. But that's a nice feature. The FZ-G1 has the same problem. And take a look here. I don't have the pin for this one. This is for example, but you can see it also uses the clips for its pin as well. These tend to break. Now you can replace them. There's some screws there. That's just another part you have to replace. This, there's nothing to break. Slide in, slide out. There's no clips, nothing to break. So those are some nice features. I like the, the F110, tongue-tied today. You get your RJ45 jack, and then of course you have your USB, HDMI, and audio ports, docking port, which is basically, but the F110 does not come with the SD card reader, which the R12 does. If you take a look here, the R12 has the SD card reader, as well as HDMI and the USB. That's some nice features. I will say that port cover wise, the F110 has a slightly better port cover design in that the unit is screwed to the chassis with the plastic hinge, and they slide back and forth so it fits. But if I needed to replace that, it's just 2 screws and I get a new port cover and I can slide it in there. I'm still water resistant and dust proof. Whereas the FZ-G1 port covers, if you take a look, I kind of like them a little better. Their hinge is way better, and again, 2 screws to replace that port cover if you had to, and it clicks nice and firm down whenever you put it back in, so it's not going anywhere. The Xplore has, like I said, these flimsy plastic connectors, and I'm not seeing a place where I can replace them if they break. So what happens when this port cover breaks? I'm out. My dust resistant, water resistant IP rating goes out the door as soon as that breaks off. So those are some of the differences in these 3 tablets. Performance wise, they all have i5 processors. They all have 8 gigs of RAM. So you're not going to get any performance difference out of them. They all have your front and rear cameras. Basically, the cameras are 8 megapixel, 1.3 megapixel on the front. So all the other features is pretty much equal. I will tell you this. I like the buttons, the programmable buttons on the FZ-G1 and the F110. The FZ-G1 has more buttons than the F110, but the Xplore R12, there's no buttons. There's only a, here it is, a power button, which is here, and Nice button. Here's a nice feature on this that the other two competition doesn't have. It's their security access button. So if you decide you want to leave your desk and leave your tablet behind, you press that, boom, it shuts down, it locks up your tablet until you come back and you can put the password in. So that is a nice feature on it that these two do not offer. Overall, I like all three of these tablets. You can't go wrong with any three of them. I think you just need to figure out what your application is and what features work best for you. That's all I got for today. I'll see you guys next week.